Welcome everybody out to podcast number 483. Today we're going to talk about the 6666 rule in construction. Stay with us.
This is the Elevate Construction Podcast, delivering remarkable content for workers, leaders, and companies in construction wanting to take their next step. Get ready to step out of your comfort zone with Jason Schroeder as he encourages you to do better, live a remarkable life, and expect more. Let's go.
Welcome everybody. I hope you're really doing well. I give you a little update. So last year, and I'm not whining, I'm just saying this is what it is. Last year, didn't get a vacation. Katie, we had too many things going on. Katie scheduled our Hawaii trip just a week long for this week, and so I'm in Hawaii. We're finishing up some books and doing some fun things, so still doing a little bit of work, but we're just hanging out and having a good time and just taking that time, and I feel super relaxed. So I'm here sitting in an Airbnb, super jamming. We're out here by the beach, getting lots of inspiration and good thoughts. And so I'm excited to do this little podcast with us today. So I have heard this concept multiple times, but this is in relation to a 6666 rule. And the rule says that the PM should be working 6 months ahead. The superintendent should know what's going to be done 6 weeks ahead. The foreman should be thinking 6 days ahead. And the crew needs to know what they are going to be doing 6 hours from now. All with certainty and without a doubt. And so I actually disagree with this. I like the thought. I like putting it into a standardization, but I'm more of a 12-12-12 person. First of all, the project manager and the superintendent are equal in their positions, meaning their level of authority, influence. They should be equalized in pay. They should be equalized in respect. And we should be promoting PMs and supers to high levels of importance. But I'm telling you, 100% without a doubt before God, as a fact, that the project manager and the superintendent have to at least be 12 months out, especially for large projects. Now, it depends on what we're talking about as far as being out. I'm talking about having scheduling sequences that are fairly predictable, aligning procurement, making sure that strategically we have a plan. And actually, the 12 isn't even enough. If you have a project, you need from as soon as you possibly can in pre-construction, a takt plan that is detailed out well enough for you to know with certainty that you will generally follow that schedule in phase durations and that you have an overall correct total project duration. And so usually we go out, and on projects, when I ran projects, would go out as far as I could, but at a minimum, the rule of thumb would be 12 months. And that means that in the next 12 months, we've aligned major procurement. We have an overall strategic plan. We're managing buffers. We're making sure 100% that the quality process is queued up and ready, that all of the phases tie together, and that other phases are tying into the flowable phases correctly. Meaning, like if you have an interiors or interiors rough-in or interiors finish sequence, does the exterior phase tie into it? Do the milestones tie into it? Does commissioning tie into it? Do elevators tie into it? The whole nine, right? Do those phases tie together properly? And for the 12 months ahead, are we queuing up permissions, preparation, the owner, other circumstances, right? Anything that's needed to make sure that work is done out well ahead enough, or ahead of time, right? And that we're also planning for when poll plans and coordination meetings should be done for work within the next 12 months. So that's that. The foreman should be 12 weeks ahead. Now, you could say 3 weeks ahead or 6 weeks ahead or whatever you might want to say. And I know that some foremen go from job to job, so you might make a different case for that. But we will create flow on projects in as much as we are looking out ahead. And my point with this is that 12 weeks is probably a better rule of thumb than 3 or 6, because you're looping in the mechanical and the electrical foreman in there. And in a lot of companies, I'd rather go up than down, meaning I'm not attempting to align this rule with the foremen on small projects who are there for just 1 or 2 days, right? They don't have to look out 12 weeks, but they don't have to look out 3 or 6, so they don't apply to this rule. But if you are a foreman on a major construction project, whether that's concrete or electrical or mechanical or framing, you had better be looking out 12 weeks, not 6, not 3, 12. For roadblocks, for preparation, for flow, to make sure that you have the right tools and equipment, to make sure that all of the work is leveled in a proper manner and you can keep consistent crew types, for training, especially if you're in the electrical trade or mechanical trade, you need to go through those drawings and make sure you're tracing circuits, you're labeling circuits, that you are prefabricating the install of work. In fact, the prefabrication right then and there proves the 12-week look ahead. The foreman needs to be looking 12 weeks out because we want most of the work, anything that we can, prefabricated. And so let's just take that electrical foreman as an example. You get to go through your drawings. You get to, like I said, trace those circuits, label everything, prepare for your as-built, line out your workers, pre-kit rooms, prefabricate as much as you possibly can. Ensure that you are aligning permanent power, the wiring of distribution panels. All of that would have to be done 12 weeks out. We cannot be looking 6 or 3 weeks out. 6 or 3 weeks out in a foreman's look ahead would be only for the identification of roadblocks, but for aligning materials, prefabrication, planning, getting ahead on looking at the drawings and making sure that we have all the information, that's definitely 12. So then let's go to the lead persons or the workers on site, right? That's not 6 hours or 6 minutes. That's 12 hours. We want the workers to know at least what the plan for the day is. And if we're halfway through the day at noon, they need to know what their plan is all the way through that night for preparation, and so that they can arrive the next day on time at the right start time. We need a 12-hour look ahead for workers. That means at a minimum, every day, every worker will know the entire plan for that day, the work for that day, the materials for that day, the layout for that day, the quality requirements for that day, the safety pre-task plan for that day, the travel paths for that day, the logistics and different deliveries for that day, everything for that day. And 12 hours is the max that people can work, and therefore the worker and lead person requirement for look-aheads is 12. So I do not believe in this 6-6-6-6 requirement and rule, that the PM should be working 6 months ahead, super should be 6 weeks ahead, foreman should be thinking 6 days ahead, and the crew needs to know what they're going to be doing 6 hours ahead. It's 12, 12, and 12. The PM and the super will be looking 12 months ahead. The foreman, general foreman, will be looking 12 weeks ahead to make sure that they're aligning all of the proper systems, and workers should know what they're doing and be able to look out 12 hours ahead. And so that's my 12, 12, and 12 rule, not the 6, 6, 6, and 6 rule. And I really hope that that catches on, because that's how far we have to look ahead in order to be excellent on our projects. On we go.
Please join us next time in elevating the entire construction experience for workers, leaders, and companies coast to coast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to share with your construction colleagues and help us spread the word by rating